1, 2. Let's give a couple of seconds to see if anyone else joins. So, hi team. Today we are going to be talking about why ROAS is the worst metric in the whole freaking universe. And why are the gurus pushing so much for it? Like, okay, I have my tablet here, so make sure everything is going smooth. Fantastic. So, welcome to another training. I'm very glad that you're here and you're watching this right now. It means the world to me. You could be anywhere else on the internet if you wanted to, but you decided to watch this, and this is going to change your world. So, today we're going to talk about why is ROAS the worst metric you can measure for your business success. Business success, not ads success. The reason you start running ads is because you want business success, right? And I'm going to explain you today also how to make better decisions in order to help your business scale, grow, and have healthy financials. Now, before we start attacking ROAS, let's first give a small, quick definition what ROAS actually means. So ROAS is return on ad spend. How much money are you spending on your ads? How much money are you getting in return right away, immediately from the ad? Now, this might sound very sexy, and it sounds like a logical thing, and it feels like it's the right thing, that this metric is the right metric to use in order to measure success with your ads. Now, first of all, ROAS, or return on ad spend, is a metric who was created by advertisers, by guys like me in the past, so they can justify why are they spending more money, so they can make themselves look good in front of the business owner very quickly, so they can get paid for another month, another 3 months, another 6 months. ROAS is a metric that doesn't help the business at all, because ROAS is not a metric that shows to the business owner if he has a successful long-term customer journey that their potential new customers will enjoy. ROAS is a metric, ROAS is a vanity metric, again, used by advertising agencies just to blur the vision of the business owner, so they can take as much credit as they can as soon as possible, so they can get that tap on the shoulder and get paid for another month, as I mentioned before. Now, I know that on the untrained eye, ROAS sounds like the most logical thing in the world, but now I'm gonna debunk all of that, and I'm very happy if you stay by the end to really understand why. So the most important metric you want to use is cost per acquisition and LTV. So when you run ads, the job of the ads, and the reason you're building an ad strategy, the reason you're building a new funnel, the reason you're trying to implement another marketing channel into your business, is because you want to acquire as many new customers as you want, so you can generate full LTV as much as possible from every single one of them, which basically means long-term paying customers, way bigger revenue for your business. A lot of advertising agencies and gurus on social media that are showing you crazy ROAS numbers can be easily manipulated by just simply installing the pixel code to a page and just put a value there and say, oh, look, I ran ads to this page, and he's just triggering basically page views. But that's like the oldest scam ever. And that's just counting as purchases and as ROAS. Like that's like 5 minutes anyone can set up and blur the vision of the business owner. If the company is big enough, they can do that. As I mentioned, cost per acquisition is your goal. Why should you run another ad to compete against your winning ad? Is because you're trying to achieve lower cost per acquisition. The ROAS doesn't matter simply because you cannot control consumers' behavior. You cannot control how much somebody is going to spend today into your business. I'm going to talk about this more deeply in the next bullet point. You cannot control if Maria will buy 5 things from your business today, or she's going to buy 1 thing from your business today. She's going to test that 1 thing she bought. She's going to make a decision if what she bought was amazing, and then she's going to come back and buy more. If you make your business decisions according to how much they spend on their first marketing touch with your business, you're going to fail. If not in the first couple of months while getting lucky, you're going to fail in the long term. And I've done this and I've seen this so many times. And many times I personally failed to convince the business owner to stop focusing on rainbows and unicorns and to work together in setting up the business for long-term success, which basically means improving that customer journey, improving customer satisfaction, improving products, rather than how can I make $50 more a day? The reason you never measure ROAS is, as I said, you cannot control customers' behavior. And just by the fact that you cannot control customers' behavior is something that you cannot scale. If you cannot control something, you cannot scale it. You can gamble with it, and you might get lucky, but we know how gambling ends up every single time, right? So if you allow your advertisers, your marketing team, your guru, your coach to tell you to make decisions according to ROAS, they're basically teaching you how to gamble on the roulette table. Again, we know how gambling on the roulette table usually finishes the long term, right? You cannot scale what you cannot control. Your job, and every good advertiser's job, is to build a stable campaigns that can generate repeated revenue. And working together with the business owner to establish stable, long-term customer value and to try to fulfill it as much as possible. And that's not an easy task. Now you might say, Ivan, what is a consumer's behavior? What do you mean? I can put funnels and bumper orders and blah, blah, blah. All the upsells, downsells, cross-sells, bumper orders that you put in your funnel on the front end once they're purchasing from you, like they see the ad and they go to your funnel, that's just a way to improve your average order value, the cart value. It's not to improve ROAS, okay? You do that in order to generate as much more front-end purchases. So if you can make your business run the ads for free, you have $1 million funnel. You have a multi-million-dollar funnel because you don't focus on ROAS and all that nonsense. Your advertising is free. And if you know how to make it stable, which is what I preach and I teach my students, you can scale it infinitely. And that's, again, not an easy task to achieve. As I said, you cannot control consumers' behavior. Consumers' behavior shifts. And what is consumers' behavior, right? So let me give you a very simple example. Any business that you run or you've been client to has different quarters of the year with revenue. For example, Christmas is coming. November and December are the strongest months in every freaking industry except fitness, because nobody wants to go to the gym in December. Everybody wants to drink and eat. But you know that in January, people don't spend as much money as they spent in December. Then February came. February is usually a bad month because people on November and December usually spend for other people, go on holidays. In January, usually then people start spending on themselves, New Year's resolutions, joining gyms, buying courses, deciding to learn new craft. And then when mid-February to beginning of April comes, usually consumers' behaviors tanks, right? And if you measure your success according to ROAS, your ROAS is going to suffer, right? So you can't do that. So you need to understand, and there's different periods of the year in different businesses, different niches where consumers' behavior changes, right? Like you don't buy swimwear in January in Russia. If you live in Mexico, you can buy it all year round. But you have to understand your market better to understand consumers' behavior. This is more broad explanation. Now we also have big events like just the war that started in Israel and Palestine. And when you wake up and you see war, third world war, this country is threatening that country, this country is threatening that country. Pure example is when Russia, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine started, like the whole economy tanked. The whole people stopped buying stuff because the narrative on the conventional media was we are entering in the third world war and it's going to be the end of the world, and people start squeezing their money and saving their money, and they were not willing to spend as much money as they used to before that. It took around 2 months people to start spending more. And why do I know this? Is because I was spending gazillions of dollars on advertising at that particular moment. Well, all my accounts went down for no reason except that there was an external event that shift consumers' behavior in that particular moment. But because I do not bet on consumers' behavior and on ROAS so much, I built stable accounts and I scale them slowly. I could see that and save money to my clients. But I didn't turn off the ads or I lowered the budgets. I didn't say, well, this ad doesn't work anymore, because I understood the reason why ROAS is moving up and down, and it will constantly move up and down. The other reason you should not measure ROAS is because many people will not trust you to fulfill a whole LTV the moment they meet you. So if you have, let's say you're a coach and you're selling a course for $7, then the second offer is $47. Then you have a course that's $300, and then you have $5,000 one-on-one coaching. Like, you cannot expect that people are gonna go buy the $7 course and they're just gonna go and right away buy $5,000 coaching from you, because when you run ads, most of the time, if you're smart, you're targeting new people, right? So these new people now will buy your course and they will watch your course. They will implement the things you're coaching. They're gonna join your Facebook group. They're gonna ask questions. They're gonna evaluate your customer service. They're gonna evaluate your expertise, and then and maybe then they will reach out and convert high-paying ticket clients. So ROAS is not your friend here. ROAS is actually your enemy, because what if your ROAS is minus 300%? For example, you're selling a course that's $7, right? But to sell one course of $7, it costs you $50. So your cost per acquisition is $50, and you're getting in return 7. So according to ROAS, you're losing $47, right? That's like, what is that? Like 400% minus, right? But that's not true, because once they buy the $7 course, for example, you call them, you say congratulations, and you welcome them to your ecosystem. You show them your Facebook group or mobile app, and then you ask them to talk to you if they need any questions. They say, hey, I have questions. You invite them on a call. You have a nice half-an-hour call, and you sell them $5,000 coaching. So did you really lose $43? Do you understand how ROAS is completely irrelevant to your business success? Like, I can't even believe that all these gurus are still running ads and, oh, your ROAS is like this, I'm going to make your ROAS like this. Like, it's just like total nonsense. These people don't care about your business. These people don't care about improving your business model. All they care about is getting paid for another month. And now when we talk about they don't care about them, they don't care about your business, they only care about making themselves look good very fast. So because if they achieve that, then they have you locked in for another 3 months. You're giving them another 3 months. And if they can find somehow to get some positive ROAS and to convince you that, hey, we're doing an amazing job. But that's not the way it works. And now you might say, okay, Ivan, you're saying all these things, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. So what do I do? What do I measure, right? So as I said before, the only metric when you run ads that you should measure is cost per acquisition, right? You need to know your cost per acquisition before start running the ads. And now when you need to measure once you start running the ads, is your cost per acquisition actually getting lower? And don't expect that to happen on week 1, okay? Like, you don't have a winning ad, you don't have a winning funnel, you don't even know how people are going to react. So it will take time and testing in order to start getting purchases, getting clients, and then you start freaking measuring, right? And the only way to scale your business with ads in every platform is by using what we call ecosystem ROAS. What the hell is that? So when I run advertising for my clients or when I coach people, I teach them to measure the whole business, right? Because it's not a rocket science, and I don't have to go very deep into explaining to people how advertising affects every single channel in your business. Advertising affects every single relationship you have with a prospect, client, future client, ex-client. Facebook, social media advertising affects Google search like crazy. Social media advertising affects email like bombastic. So rather than starting an ad and see if this ad is making you some first purchases and you're in a positive ROAS, you want to put all these channels together, and you have to measure them and see how every single channel is performing since you started running that specific campaign. And that is the only right way to make proper decisions about your business, how to run ads, and how to scale your business. There's no other way. Social media advertising affects every channel, affects every future conversation you're going to have. You might have a prospect that said no to you, but now they're seeing your ad and they might reach back to you. And if you don't measure the ecosystem, all the channels in one to make a decision, you are going to stop that ad because you, in your untrained mind, are going to say, well, this lead, I spoke to this person way before. Yeah. but now they're being bombarded with your ads. And the other thing is, once you start running your ads, the social media giants are start showing to these specific people who interacted positively with your ad your organic content. You're appearing more on their walls. So running ads is not about measuring ROAS. And I hope you really, really get this and you understand this. And yes, you need to have a system, and you need to have a knowledge in order to know how to manage ecosystem ROAS. And that's what I teach in my program. And this is what I do with my clients. And I always scale them for success. And by doing this, we basically focus on improving the business. So, as I said, you need to learn how to measure your business once you start investing in advertising. For example, if a company like Coca-Cola, right? So in order to understand this very well, I'm going to send you back 30 years before the social media. Let's say even before the internet. Let's go back to the 70s, right? Coca-Cola wants to advertise their company. And they go to Los Angeles and they buy all the billboards. You remember billboards, they're still out there, right? I don't know why, but they're still there, right? So now, Coca-Cola has no direct correlation with purchases between the billboard and the consumer buying. So Coca-Cola is not measuring, is Ivan buying 2 bottles, 3 bottles, or 4 bottles? Okay? What Coca-Cola is measuring, just the fact that Coca-Cola doesn't have these numbers because they knew they're irrelevant, right? They will be the fact that they put all these billboards in LA, they're going to start measuring how will their overall business perform. Remember the beautiful Christmas commercials on TV? How is Coca-Cola going to measure how many bottles have you bought? There's no way. What they measured, like, okay, we're going to have this Christmas campaign. It's going to go on TV. All the bottles going to have a Christmas and Santa labels on them. We're going to put a Christmas truck with Santa in every supermarket. We're going to find a Santa in every supermarket. What are they going to measure? Do you really believe they're going to measure how many Coca-Cola bottles they sell in a specific supermarket? No. They're going to measure the business. They're going to measure how the campaign has affected this quarter of the year. And is this quarter better than the quarter before? Or is this year better than the year before? Or is this month better than the month before? Right? And you need to start measuring your business like that if you want to have success with advertising. If you make decisions according to ROAS, you're never going to be able to scale your budget. Or what is going to happen is, in order to achieve that positive ROAS, you're most likely going to start narrowing down your audience so much that your ads going to fatigue every 2-3 weeks once you start increasing budgets, and then you have to turn off your ads. Then you don't have that audience anymore because you basically bullied them for weeks and nobody wants to see your ad anymore. And now you have many problems to solve all over again. Winning ad, winning audience, getting a positive ROAS, and you cannot have those problems at all if you learn how to do this the right way. I never have these problems. I don't even understand why the gurus are invited to talk on stage and they're talking about improving ROAS, and like, it's all total nonsense. And I hope so what I say makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, reach out, we'll have a chat. The other thing, just to give you one more last example why ROAS doesn't matter, is I love to run awareness ads. I take any brand I run ads for, or every trainee I have in my program, I teach them to run awareness ads. Now, awareness ads don't bring money. They bring awareness. So you run awareness and you're buying attention. Okay? So now there's no direct correlation between attention and sales, right? So how am I supposed to know which ad to turn on, which ad to keep on running when there's no sales coming in directly from that ad? But what happens is, once I start doing that, all my other campaigns, all my other channels, my Google search rank starts going up as well. All my other channels starts performing better, because now I'm getting attention for cheap. And I'm doing that in order to improve my other channels. So if I was measuring ROAS, there is zero. Like, you actually minus, because you're not making money on awareness campaigns, but you're making a lot of money in the other channels, because you fill them with people who have positive experience with your ad, with your brand, and with your business. And I really, really hope so all of this makes total sense, and it's going to help you to be a better advertiser, be a better business owner in the online world. Because once you learn how to think the right way, and you avoid all the terrible advice on the internet about how to scale your business, you will have success, you will have less stress, and you're not going to spend more than 1 hour a week on your ad accounts. Like, I don't spend more than 1 hour on an ad account a week. Sometimes two, if I need to set up new ads, I need to set up new concepts for testing. Most of my job is measuring. I every single day measure every single business I work on. I measure the whole business. I don't measure the ads. I don't even care how the ads perform. The way I do it, I go into my ecosystem ROAS file, and I see every single channel. I see it daily, I see it weekly, I see it monthly, I see it quarterly, and I see it yearly. Okay? And I make decisions if this is going to bring success or no. When I publish a certain campaign, this is what I measure. I don't even care if the ad is losing hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day, if the business in the back end is starting making thousands and thousands more than they used to. Because I've been witness too many times in the past where I'm killing it with the ads, I'm in a positive ROAS, and the business is sinking because people got fed up of seeing the same horrible ads, being pushed on their wall 100 times with retargeting this and retarget your website visitors and retarget your followers. That's a total crap, right? Good ads bring good customers and build good relationship that lasts long. Terrible ads, when you force them on people to see them multiple times, you annoy them, they report your ads, and then you lose your account, and then you come and say, Ivan, they shut down my account, I've done nothing wrong. Well, and then your guru says, don't worry, we start a new one. But you're investing in data points, and all the money you spend is buying data from the platform, how people behave. And this is very important, again, to not go away from the topic. This is why ROAS is your enemy. ROAS is not your friend at all. At all. Stop measuring it. Like, I don't even use it like on my dash in Facebook. I don't even use that purchase value and ROAS column. I don't see them. I don't care. I have meetings with my clients and I'm like, how is the business doing? These are the business numbers. This is how much more sales we're doing on email now. This is how much more leads we have in our email. This is how much more the Google ranking is going up. This is how much more sales we're getting by Google. This is how much more sales we're getting organically by social media. This is how much more high ticket offers you sold this month. And this is what matters. And if you want to learn how to do this, and if you want to learn how to be a pro, find the link somewhere, book a call with me or my team, and we'll see if you're at the stage where we can help you. And we're going to build a business for you, and we're going to teach you how to manage it like a pro. So you're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars on agencies, and you will never going to need to learn any other course again. Again, ROAS is bullshit. Learn how to measure your business. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that makes sense. I hope so you enjoyed this training. Find the link in somewhere, and I'll see you on the next one.